Hey guys, James here. Today I'm going to talk to you about what it's actually like to take on a journey of personal growth. A lot, a lot of people in the industry they tend to think that it's about motivation and it's about getting people really fired up, um, about raising your inner energy and getting you to believe that you just keep pushing through, you just keep pushing through. And although that's some great advice, it's only one part of the picture. When we think about any other place in our life where growth is the objective, whether it's in the gym, whether it's because we want to grow out of circumstance of things in our lives, normally there's pain involved. When we go to the gym and if we were to go in and do just a couple reps and leave, we wouldn't assume that something would change in us. We wouldn't think that, I've done the work that it would take to create some growth. No, like you've got to tear down the muscles in your body so that they get so messed up that they say, okay, we got to come back stronger. And they regenerate themselves in a way that's actually stronger to complete the task that's ahead of them. That's how we gain muscle, a very core basic level. And when we think about people in our lives and you see these people that have gone on to achieve extraordinary things, often there is a story of hardship that was in front of them. There was some adversity that they went through that had them overcome, the phoenix rising from the ashes. When we want to take on a journey of personal growth, a lot of people really avoid the pain. They avoid feeling uncomfortable. And they think that they're going to just miraculously become this completely new person, but not have to face any of the discomfort. And this isn't like a bitch session for me. This is just something that I've noticed that people are leaving so much energy on the table, so much possibility on the table because they are afraid to get uncomfortable. I'm one of those people. A couple days ago, I received an email from a very important client of mine, and we're also working together to develop a full day workshop for their program or for their company, to go in and really shake people up on a cellular level and have them see new possibilities for themselves in the way that they lead themselves and their employees. And the email that I got was, "Hey James, we had an appointment today, and you missed it, and my director was there, and you were supposed to be there." I screwed up. I completely missed this appointment. I'm pretty good with making appointments, but this one completely fell off the books. So I could take it from a place of, okay, I screwed up, and I could make that mean something about myself, incompetent, piece of crap, all the stories that we have when something happens to us, I could make that mean that about me. But I actually took a little bit of investigation and looked down inside and said, what's going on? Right now, I am playing a bigger game than I've ever played in my entire life. I feel overwhelmed on a daily basis. How I relate to that overwhelm, though, is not from a place of, I'm a victim, it feels uncomfortable. But I took this journey on. I've been building these projects and building my company and working with clients in a way that it challenges me. And I'm at the edge of my capability, and it's pushing me. I've actually had to reinvent the entire back office of my company because it's just the way I used to build it. It got too big. Now, I know that I've had resistance to this feeling for a very long time. I actually resisted feeling pressure, resisted feeling overwhelmed, and therefore I resisted growth. I resisted the opportunity to reinvent the way that I do my business, reinvent the way that I view my projects. And it wasn't until I saw something on the other side of that discomfort that made me say, you know what? Let's get uncomfortable. Let's grow. Let's actually mess up. Let's learn what we have to learn. This is called breakdown, where the way that we're going and doing something doesn't work for the whole journey. Like the way that we approach something, it's got its limits. And when you want something that's beyond the way that you do it, and your system or the way that you go about it doesn't actually provide that as a possible outcome, It's considered a breakdown. We got a breakdown in the system because the system doesn't get us where we want it to go. You know, if I had the want to have a new house, but the way that I was spending my money, the way that my finances was structured, didn't actually get me that house or any sort of financial stability whatsoever, we got a breakdown in finances. So when I have a vision that's well beyond what my company structure actually currently has, the team, the people that I have, the way that I've set it up, I got to break down in my company. And that is amazing because I get the opportunity to break it down and build it back up from a stronger foundation. And so when things start falling off my books and I start, realizing like, oh crap, I'm feeling overwhelmed, often I can actually call a breakdown. I could say, listen guys, it's not working. The way that I've built it, the way that I'm employing my people, the way that I'm operating right now, it's not working. It's time to reinvent. It's time to readjust. It doesn't mean run back to where it was comfortable because that's the limit. It just means that the way I'm doing it doesn't allow for the next level of the journey. It's time to up level. It's time to hire new people. It's time to get a better back office. It's time to shift people around and get them in their zone of genius versus making them do things that they're not really that good at. There's a lot of things that I'm not good at. And I get people who are geniuses at those things to come in and do their magic and let me do my magic. So all the way back, personal growth, company growth, it's uncomfortable. We have to tear the cells. We have to break down systems. We have to stretch them to their max and say, it doesn't work like this. It's time to rebuild. And in that is the opportunity. When we get the opportunity to rebuild, we can build a stronger foundation. And man, anything can be possible with a stronger foundation. But you have to see if personally, just as I had to really check inside, am I resisting the growth? Am I resisting breaking this down because I don't know what it's like if I rebuild it? I don't know what it would be like if I reshifted everything. So therefore, I completely block the opportunity. I don't want to get uncomfortable. I don't want to feel pain. I don't want to stretch the limits. So I'm going to stay right here where it's nice and comfortable. If you're doing that, cool, but welcome to your life. If you're saying, I resist going on beyond that, that's fine. There's no judgment. There's nothing wrong with that. Just know that's now your life because you're not actually moving towards anything new. You're staying exactly where you are and not creating the opportunity for anything new. If you're completely happy, there is nothing wrong. Just do not complain. Because unless we're willing to do something about it, this is where we are. We're going to stay right here. So, if you feel uncomfortable and you say, I do not want to be here anymore, great. Let's reinvent the system. Let's break it down. Let's see what we're actually looking at. See the way that we're operating. See where we're choosing from. Where are we making our choices from? What are we allowing to stop us? What are we allowing and tolerating in our life to keep us where we are? What are the conversations that we're allowing to happen in our minds, the way that we're treating ourselves that creates this as our reality? We got to take a look at all that. We got to be willing to go inside, get friggin' uncomfortable, and allow for something new. When people stop and actually take a look at the way that they're doing things and say, because of the way I'm doing it, it does not allow for the next step, and they're willing to change that, magic happens. Absolute magic. So, I am a human being. I cause breakdowns in myself by declaring things way bigger than I ever thought I could do, and I have to grow along the way. It's like this: bite off more than you can chew and learn to chew better. Learn to chew in different ways. And you can actually find yourself growing by growing into something big and figuring out different ways to do that. Get support. Get encouragement as you go along. Don't quit, the first time you feel like you're going to choke. It's normal. Totally normal. So listen, guys, don't resist the pain of growth. Don't resist feeling uncomfortable. If you want something different for yourself, for your company, for your relationship, for your finances, for your church, your spirituality, your school, don't resist doing something uncomfortable. We got an entire world right now that because things are not going the way that we are, we're willing to get uncomfortable because we want something different. So people are speaking up, they're doing things to actually change things. So right now, if you're totally comfortable That's okay. This is your life. And if you want something to change, be willing to get uncomfortable, be willing to stretch out on the skinny branches of life, reach for what you actually want versus the low-hanging fruit that feels nice and comfy every day, and yet it feels like you're kind of dying inside because you know it. Be willing to stretch. Get uncomfortable. I'm right there with you. Hope you took something from this, and I'll talk to you guys very soon.